All right, let's start with the hard truth. As a leader, have you ever just looked at your team? A group of talented, capable people you hired yourself and wondered, why aren't the results there? Why does the energy feel so flat? Well, the answer might actually surprise you, and it's a huge shift in perspective for most executives. The problem? It isn't your people.
That's right. Businesses almost never fail because of a lack of effort or a shortage of talent. They fail because the system is broken. We're talking poor structure, unclear leadership, and just a fundamental lack of clarity. Your team is probably giving you everything they've got, but they're basically running in mud. It's the system itself that's failing them.
So let's get into fixing this. For this explainer, we're drawing on the insights of Aadesh Navade. Now, he has this really unique blend of experience. He's an MBA, a civil engineer, and a PMP-certified professional. He's not just some theorist, he's an expert in building the operational architecture that businesses need to scale sustainably. If you want to transform your team, you're going to want to pay close attention.
Okay, let's treat this next part like a diagnostic workshop. We're going to uncover the 6 silent killers of team performance. These are the invisible issues that could be crippling your business from the inside out. And as we go through them, I really want you to ask yourself, honestly, where am I seeing this in my own organization?
First up, poor management. That 80% number is just staggering, right? And it points to a massive, incredibly expensive problem. It's not just about frustration, it's about absolutely killing initiative. When people are micromanaged and they're starved of clear, constructive feedback, they stop thinking like owners. Why would they? Micromanagement just screams, I don't trust you. And when that happens, your best people turn into task doers just waiting for the next order.
Next, there's the fog of unclear goals. This is like telling your team to do better or be more innovative without ever defining what better or innovative actually means. Without crystal clear KPIs, firm timelines, and agreed upon priorities, you just get chaos. Smart, expensive people end up doing the same work twice or, even worse, pouring all their energy into projects that don't actually move the needle. And deadlines, they become suggestions, not commitments, because nobody really knows what the target is.
This right here, this captures the third killer perfectly. Role misalignment. Just think about it for a second. You spend all this time and money to hire a strategic, creative problem solver, and then what happens? You bury them in repetitive admin tasks. It's not just inefficient, it's a profound waste of the very talent you work so hard to get. It sends a terrible message to the whole team about what's actually valued, and it just crushes the spirit of your most capable people.
Now let's talk about workload. The Japanese have a great term for this in manufacturing. It's mari, which means overburden. See, in a broken system, what do? We instinctively overload our top performers until they inevitably burn out. At the same time, the rest of the team feels underutilized, their potential just sitting there untapped, and so they disengage. You've just created 2 massive problems for the price of 1. Your best people are leaving, and everybody else is quiet quitting.
The 5th killer, broken systems. When your processes are all manual, clunky, and undocumented, your team spends more time fighting the system than actually doing the work that creates value. All their energy is wasted on endless coordination meetings, chasing approvals, constant follow-ups, and so much frustrating rework. All stuff that adds 0 value for your customers and just burns out your team.
And finally, the thing that holds all of these issues together, a toxic culture. When trust and autonomy just aren't there, when communication is guarded and political, this sense of helplessness just takes over. People stop giving you that discretionary effort, that little extra bit of creativity and passion that separates good from great. They just stop caring. And when that happens, performance doesn't just dip, it silently and surely plummets.
So, those are the problems. It can feel a little heavy, right? But what about the solutions? Well, the good news is these issues are totally solvable. They're not new. Let's take a look at how some of the smartest leaders in business history have dismantled these exact broken systems and built high-performance engines instead.
Look at Steve Jobs. When he came back to a nearly bankrupt Apple in '97, the company was just drowning in complexity. He didn't demand more work. He created radical clarity. He slashed the product line from over 300 down to just 10. He set razor-sharp priorities and built small, highly accountable teams. He fixed the system, and by doing that, he freed his people to innovate. The result? One of the greatest business turnarounds in history.
Amazon really took this idea of focus and ran with it, creating the famous 2-pizza team rule from Jeff Bezos. The logic here is just brilliantly simple. If you can't feed a team with 2 pizzas, it's too big. Why does that matter? Because as teams grow, the communication overhead, it grows exponentially.
Smaller teams just move faster, they communicate with way less friction, and they feel this profound, undiluted sense of ownership over what they're doing.
And then you have Toyota. They literally declared war on Muri, or overburden, and built one of the most efficient and respected manufacturing systems in the entire world. Their whole system is designed for balanced workloads, for standardized processes that actually empower workers, and for a deep culture of continuous improvement, or Kaizen. They don't just work hard, they work smart, by design.
So, inspired by these giants, let's get practical. This isn't just theory. This is an actionable framework you can start using today to begin the transformation of your own team. This is where we move from diagnosis to action.
So here's the crucial question, right? How do you actually build this system for your team in your specific context? Well, let's walk through it, step by step. Think of this as your leadership playbook for architecting performance.
First, you have got to define clear KPIs for every single role. No ambiguity. Clarity is kindness. Every person on your team needs to be able to answer 3 simple questions. What does success look like for me? How is it measured? And when is it due? This template here is your starting point. It's how you create that absolute clarity, which is the bedrock of real autonomy and accountability.
Second, you need to conduct regular role audits. This is a super powerful, high-leverage activity. Look at your org chart and for each person, ask yourself honestly, is this person doing the work they're uniquely best at? Are we actually getting a return on their real talent? Or are we just wasting their potential on low-value tasks? You have to be ruthless in aligning roles with capabilities. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about honoring the talent you hired in the first place.
Third, you have to fix your workload distribution. This needs a major mindset shift. Stop rewarding your best people with more work. That's a punishment, and it leads directly to burnout and turnover. The real reward for great work is greater impact, not a greater volume of tasks. Reward them with better systems, better tools, and a balanced environment where they can actually thrive. And fourth, you have to streamline your processes. It's a simple 4-step loop you can run every single quarter. First, identify the friction. Where does work get stuck? Just ask your team. Second, automate everything that is repetitive and soul-crushing. Third, standardize your core workflows. And fourth, deploy the right tools to support this new, much more efficient system.
And finally, you have to build a culture of ownership. You do this in 2 critical ways. First, establish a non-negotiable communication rhythm. Think weekly check-ins, clear status updates. No more guessing games. And second, you must empower, not control. Your job as a leader isn't to micromanage tasks, it's to enable people by removing obstacles. Just remember, trust is the currency of ownership. You show trust through empowerment.
So what happens when you actually commit to fixing the system? The clarity, the roles, the workload, the processes. You don't just get a little bump in performance. You fundamentally unlock all that trapped potential within your team. You get innovation, you get proactive problem solving, and you get a team that runs itself because they feel true ownership.
So the crucial takeaway is this. Your team doesn't need more management. They don't need more pressure. They need better leadership. And great leadership today isn't about managing people. It's about being an architect. It's about designing a system where talented people are free to do their absolute best work. So I'll leave you with a question. Are you a manager of people or are you a leader of systems? The answer is going to define your team's future.
If you're serious about making that shift from manager to architect and you want to build a truly high-performance machine, you should connect with Aadesh Navade. He brings this rare combination of strategic knowledge, hands-on operational expertise, and even funding solutions you need to scale ethically and sustainably, which is so important in today's volatile landscape. Reach out to him today and start building the team you know you're capable of having.